In this video, we're going to be looking into when to follow intuition. And this is an interesting thing because we hear a lot about intuition. You really need to follow your intuition, but when do we actually know that it is intuition? So I want to start off with a story that my intuition gave me because I've never remembered this before. And that was when I was 6 years old. So I'm 6 years old and I'm wandering through the jungle with my parents. And I remember getting a beautiful Magnum vanilla ice cream. And I was over the moon. I was joyous, in fact, joyous. I was having a marvelous time. And what did I do? I walked towards this bin in the open, in this rainforest. I gently peel off the wrapper, put it in the bin, and suddenly I had this feeling, a really weird thing. I was like, what? So anyway, I took a couple of steps back. It just felt weird. And then, out of nowhere, poof, a branch, which was like 5 times the size of me at the time, just drops right in front of me. And I was like this. And you know, just before a child cries, it's like, and then the scream. Yeah, so that happened. And you see, I was going to do it there, but I didn't. That was good. So I just burst into tears. I was like, what's going on? And I told my parents, and the person comes over and says, well, be careful of dead trees, with no empathy whatsoever. And I was like, wow, that's mean. That's very mean. Well, obviously in retrospect. But what happened at that point? I had a feeling, and I didn't question it. I was like, okay, just go with the feeling, and then that saved my life. But we have intuitive things every single day. And sometimes we listen and sometimes we don't. But I want you guys to understand the difference between intuition and fear. So let's say, for example, you're walking down the street and you see someone over there and you think, I feel like I should go over there and speak to them. I don't know. I just have a feeling. I don't know. And then you hear a voice saying, that's so stupid. Don't do that. Why would you do that? I mean, there's no point. And then you start to question the feeling. You say, oh no, it'd be embarrassing. Don't go through that. Right? You're questioning your intuition and not allowing yourself, the opportunity to do something different. And who knows what would have occurred if you did step out of your comfort zone. But often there's a bit of fear that questions us and holds us back. There are other circumstances. Like let's say you're walking down the street and you look down a dark alleyway and you think, oh, I feel like I shouldn't go down there. I mean, that's just common sense. That's not really intuition. It's not my intuition was telling me to not go down a dark alley where, there was a stabbing last night. You know what I mean? That's common sense. So don't confuse that. But let's use another example. Let's say with people. So you're in an environment, you've got some people around you, and someone arrives and you'll have had this feeling before. You're just like, I don't like him. And it's really weird, but you just have this thing, you know what? That something's wrong with them. And they could seem really pleasant, things like that. And then they invite you to something and you think, okay. But really you're like, don't go. And your inside's going, no, it's a trap. He's a liar. Don't do it. It'll be a waste of time. It's not you. Don't do it. But sometimes we don't think about it. We think, but I've got nothing to judge him on yet. There's just something there. That intuition could be right. And most probably it is. I mean, obviously it does depend on your emotional intelligence with people. If you're always wrong about people, don't listen to your intuition. But if you have some sort of idea about social norms and you understand yourself, then maybe listening to that intuition could be a good thing. I know I've gone to different networking events here in LA, and you get lots of people who are very nice, and I just get there could be someone that I think could be really perfect to connect with, on reading wise. They do similar stuff, and after chatting to them, I'm like, no, the chemistry's not there. There's something that I don't like. Something just feels wrong. And I trust that feeling. That's not being me scared, it's me going, I'm aware of it, and that's not for me. So where does this fear come in? This fear comes in often in circumstances where we're being pushed out of our comfort zone by our intuition, and our fear says, oh no, we shouldn't do that because of this, this, this. As soon as you start thinking, intellectually, and you go back in your survival stuff, you're never going to do it. You just got to trust the feeling and go with it. And the good thing is that even with the first steps, you can trust it, go with it, and say, that was wrong. But at least you've trusted it to move you forward instead of staying in the comfort zone and not moving out. It's really important to use that intuition and to use that intuitive power you have in yourself, because it will give you a deeper understanding of the different people around you, different things to do. People that say, oh, I just don't feel like I should get on that plane today. I feel like I should take this other route. Trust those sorts of feelings, because there's something that's going on there that you should trust. So I've actually got 3 exercises that I think are great for getting you more in touch with your intuition. So first thing is a coin exercise. Raf Adams taught me this, so did Monk. I think it's really, really interesting. I think it's great. I use it from time to time with clients and myself. So you have a coin, heads and tails, and you say, okay, heads is this decision, tails is this decision, and you flick it up, put it in your hand, and you see, and do you notice like your first one is, and you're like, well, I could do it. The first thing, that's your intuition speaking. So make sure that you listen to that intuition. And then if it was the other one, you're like, yeah, and you can just tell. So do that and you'll start to understand your intuition, because your intuition will react faster than your mind does. The second one is, in any circumstance where you're questioning it, ask yourself this question. If I had no fear, would I do this right now? Simple question, but it just gets rid of this fear thing that often controls us and stops us doing what our intuition tells us of what we really want to do, because of our own preconditioning that we get scared to do these things. So that's just the question that you ask yourself in those sorts of circumstances. And the third one is heart intelligence. This is where you breathe into your heart, because you're aligning your mind waves and your heart waves. So you breathe into your heart for 2 minutes, and then you ask yourself the same question, should I do this? And most likely you're going to get some clarity, because a lot of us analyze everything with our mind. We analyze this, and intuition isn't analyzing and analytics. It makes no sense analytically. But what it does is it's a feeling that you need to learn to trust. And if you can learn to trust that feeling, then you'll understand when to follow your intuition, when to ignore fears, and it will bring so many different opportunities to you each day by allowing yourself that intuitive power. So with that, ask me any questions, and I'll chat to you next week. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please hit the like button below and leave a comment if you have any questions, or just to let me know what you thought of the video. If you want to watch more videos like this, then make sure to subscribe now, so you can learn how to live a truly fulfilled life.